8 rocks.
I knew this was gonna turn into a mixed doubles love affair on the show.
Guys.
Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
But what have you been working on behind the scenes to bring about sort of a series and maybe to change the point system somewhat?
Not sure about changing the point system. That's nothing I can do or Kim can do. That's up to Curling Canada. We did have a nice chat with Scott Pfeiffer this afternoon about going forward, and he seems open to making changes. So that's great. As far as a super series for mixed doubles, I mean, the last 7 years, we've seen tours grow in Ontario and then now Quebec and Manitoba, but nowhere to go. Like, you've got 7 events in Ontario, but there's nowhere to go after that. Everybody's been chasing points for the Canadians for the last 7 years, but there's nothing, the Grand Slam was the same way 20 years ago when there was just, spiels and all across Canada for men's and women's, and then the Grand Slam came about. And I think that's what my good friend Jay Allen and I decided, enough's enough. Maybe we should have a super series or Grand Slam for mixed doubles and have events across Canada for, something for mixed doubles players to shoot for. So.
Wayne, what goes into that? And Kim, maybe you can pick up on this too, because I'm hearing Maddie Dunstone say, I took it upon myself to create this event. You're having to take this on, I'm sure, find sponsors and ring the phones and do cold calls and all of that. Should it be up to the curlers?
Well, no. I mean, it's a big advantage for a curler to actually take upon himself to run an event like this, right? Because we know all the moving parts, we know what it's needed, and the curlers shouldn't be going out knocking on doors and stuff like that, but the curlers do have a good avenue to people that are interested in sponsoring curling or events like this. So, we get the information from them and we'll go and chase down the sponsors.
Yeah, and how important is this for this to happen, by the way? And sort of what was part of the impetus to do this, what we saw, the cancellation of the mixed doubles and the selection process, and then the cancellation of the Canadian mixed doubles, how badly needed is this?
Well, I think it helps everybody. Curling Canada, I don't think can solve this problem on their own. Having, a super series for mixed doubles might help solve the situation. It's needed for sure. Like I said, there's nowhere to go. So now there's something to play for. As far as points and stuff like that go, this tour is going to be run similar to the Grand Slam. The ranking system we're using is the one that's on Curling Zone so far. So there's no CTRS points involved at all. It's all strictly mixed doubles. We do have to keep it fair for everybody that's involved, and it's not just it's not just a Canadian thing. We want it to be worldwide. So you can't have Canadian teams bringing in CTRS points and kind of padding their ranking against the rest of the world. So
Kim, I'm wondering, I don't know if frustrated is the right word, but I mean, you two have been in this space for a long time now, and we're talking about this. This isn't, mixed doubles isn't new anymore. We can't talk about it in this way of like, oh, it's at the Olympics, it's this new thing. You guys have been playing this for a long time now. How frustrating is it?
Well, and I think that's part of why you see this type of thing coming about is just, similar to what Matt said, we see a need for the discipline to kind of stand on its own, to be its own showcase, to be able to attract players to come to play just mixed doubles. And so giving an opportunity for the best mixed doubles teams in the world to play on a tour will promote more curling in Canada. It will also promote more opportunity for players to play the international teams. and it's going to grow the number of players that play mixed doubles in the country. And I think that starts to build a bigger base for mixed doubles players to be able to start shooting for that Olympic podium. We don't always have to just rely on those top names to get the work done for us. So I think it's really important. I'm pretty excited about it. And, it's one of the reasons we're staying involved in the sport is we're passionate about it. So we want to see some changes and things move forward. And so, we're going to see this out, and hopefully it turns into what we envision it to be.
And when players like Laura Walker decides, a successful skip on the women's side to say, I'm going to just focus with Kirk Myers on mixed doubles, Lisa Wiggles, same thing. Does that help the cause as well? When, some of the best in the game are now saying, no, I see this as a path forward that I want to go on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. There has to be some sort of outlet for these elite curlers and the competitive curlers coming up, that they can either choose to play both, or they can actually make a serious choice to make one or the other and still make somewhat of a decent living at it. Our first year next year coming up, we have 5 events. We've got an event in Ottawa, an event in Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Leduc, and then the Players Championship in Brantford. Now, that's 5 events. As Catherine Henderson said earlier, the popularity has just grown for mixed doubles. So the time to put it on, to showcase it on, whether it's the GEM platform or television, is now. So, someone has to step up and do it. And basically, we're at the end of our cycle, so there's nothing for us to do, after next year or the year after. So might as well run, a series for the sport to grow.
Yeah, I think along the same lines is when you start to see those players paying more attention to, or focusing specifically, it gives the sport some more depth and brings attention to it. And respect isn't the greatest word to use, but it starts to show that, hey, this isn't just that backdoor event. This means something. These people are starting to pay more attention to the sport. When we first said we were going to play just mixed doubles back in 2015, some of the people that are playing mixed doubles were the ones to say, what are you doing? And, the sport has changed. I've got lots of people that stop me and say, oh, you play mixed doubles? I don't watch any curling, but I watched mixed doubles at the Olympics, and it was so much fun to watch. Yeah. So I think being able to get more of that out to the public, might entice some more people to give the sport a try, might help the leagues and the curling clubs to fill those mixed doubles leagues or their doubles leagues. And, it can't be bad. So we're hoping it'll take off well. So,
and then how do you safeguard against what happened this year with the cancellation of the mixed doubles, with COVID being the excuse, and then the Canadian mixed with, again, COVID being the excuse, when the Brier had positive tests and the Scotties and the under 21s, but yet for some reason the Canadians? How do you make sure, for those who are deciding, this is what I'm going to dedicate my life to, that again, that rug doesn't get pulled out from under them and their work goes to waste, for lack of a better?
Well, hopefully this tour will give them another opportunity, right? So that if that happens, where, for some reason COVID is still plaguing us over the next year, so that if those events get canceled, we can run these events and they can still have something to, work towards and play. And we are so thankful to see all of the tours that are growing across the country in the different provinces. And, shout out to the Curl Manitoba, and they're, announcing and looking for players, that mixed doubles players, to focus through mixed doubles throughout the summertime at their training facility. So starting to see things like that, makes me happy. So I'm, as we're very passionate about mixed doubles, and so it's nice to see it grow, for sure.
You've done great work. I feel like we're kind of underwhelming the audience with this 5 Slam event tour, because this is a big deal. So I'm going to talk to you guys. We'll get something out and get this out there, but also we got to be there to live tweet it, because there's a lot of drama in mixed doubles. So
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is exciting, you guys, and you really should be commended, because you've been here through it all. You were there when the bright lights weren't on the mixed doubles world. And I always think about you guys and wonder what experience that must be like for you when you see the shininess of it now, when you were out there doing it before it became this thing. So
builders, keep building it, you two.
And the same piece you're blocking.
Yeah, Jay and Wayne have done a lot of work, so I'm kind of just the backseated a little bit and kind of bounce ideas off. But Jay and Wayne are really the drivers behind this, and they both, when they get a hold of an idea, they want to do it big time. So I really hope it goes, and it'd be nice to build a whole new set of household names in some players that the public hasn't seen and we've seen out on tour. But it'd be nice to introduce the country to some new mixed doubles players for sure.
And how about that field at the World Mixed Doubles? Was that not just pretty wildly great, eh?
Yeah, we watched as many games as we could for sure. And the shot making is quite a bit different than when we were there in 2014. People were still kind of learning about the game and things like that. But, the preciseness of mixed doubles is huge. And one shot, if you miss 2 shots in an end, you're in so much trouble, and the game can spin on a dime. And I think that's what is so exciting about doubles for sure.
But also really, really nerve-wracking to watch.
Oh yeah, playing with a lead in mixed doubles, especially an early lead, is so terrifying.
Right, you score 4 in the first end, and you go, "Holy, I've got another."
Exactly. Normally you'd be super excited, but in mixed doubles, you're like, crap.
No defense here.
No defense, all offense.
The funny thing, I know I shouldn't be saying this out loud, but I'm going to say it anyhow. But at the Olympics, after watching the mixed doubles, and then the 4-person came on, and I'm like, oh my God, we're still in the first end.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Like it took me a while to get used to the speed of a 4-person game again.
It's funny you say that, because the last Olympics, when we watched the mixed doubles first, and then we watched the 4-person, and the very first shot goes down the ice, and I'm looking at that rock and I'm going, like, is that 32 seconds? Like, is it really that slow? Like, how's the rock not traveling faster down the sheet? Was it faster than mixed doubles?
Right.
Same everything. It's just more action packed.
And funny, when we watched, Nick Edin have to play with 3 players there at the, and then ditto for Guju at the Briar. Yeah. When you have a front end that's played mixed doubles and can jump up and sweep a rock and not even bat an eye at it and flip from side to side easily, it's kind of that's great training for that.